a lot of like collages and like mixed media work. So I'm like mixing a lot of paper and colors, and everything I make is always like really, really colorful. But this year I kind of made it more personal to myself, and so I made a series of works of 3 pieces, one about my mother, one about my father, and then one about myself. I wanted to kind of translate the experiences of 2 immigrants to show how different each experience is and how personal it is to each person. So I include, you know, official documents, like scanned documents, like I have their first green cards that they received, I have like their ID that they use when they have to go back to Brazil. I was making this piece, they like kept reminding me, oh, make sure you cover up this number, make sure you cover up this number, even though it doesn't apply to them even like anymore because they are citizens. But like this whole idea of paperwork, it kind of confines you. It like you feel kind of attached to it, even if it's something that you no longer need anymore.
Yeah, you don't want the alien number, even though it's not valid anymore, in other people's hands. And you know, people do crazy things.
The hard part when you are immigrant, it's the papers. Anywhere you go, you need ID, you need a car, and then even inside the country can be really hard. I mean, you cannot get out of the country because if you do, you can't come back.
In both of these pieces, like I just gave them the piece of paper and I was like, you can write whatever you want. And so they each wrote in Portuguese about like whatever relates to their immigration. And then for me, for the piece I made about myself, it was kind of like never being enough of either culture. And so I write in Portuguese in that piece because it is my first language, and I like say I'm always going to be too American to be Brazilian or too Brazilian to be American. I write about how I'm always going to have my American accent when I speak in Portuguese, no matter how much I practice or like how much I try not to. I'm always going to have an accent, the same way my mom is always going to have her accent when she speaks in English, or you know. Also, what I did in these pieces, I like embroidered into the piece because I kind of wanted it to be like an all-around, like a sensation kind of thing. Because when you are moving to a new country, like everything feels different, everything tastes different, everything sounds different. So I wanted to try and get, I guess you can say, all 5 of the senses more or less. So like in a tactile kind of way, you know, to be able to feel like the thread into the paper.
You don't need to lose your heritage. You don't need to lose your fundamentals in order to love the place that you live in.